Founded in 1872 in the East London neighbourhood of Bethnal Green, the V&A Museum of Childhood closed in 2019 to undergo a 3-year refurbishment, re-emerging as the Young V&A, a museum not about children, but for them. North East Londoner spoke with the chief curator to see how things have been going since their grand reopening in July.
My name's Alex Newson and I am Chief Curator for Young V&A, so I lead the collections and curatorial teams and we work on the objects and the stories and the things that we put in our galleries. We've gone through a great transformation over the past few years. The Museum of Childhood, as it used to be known, was a really important integral part of the local community, and actually people used to come in 400,000-500,000 visitors a year, so we were incredibly busy before we kind of embarked on this transformation. But one of the things that we thought was really important is that we make a shift in what we try to do to be more relevant for children and young people. Actually, previously we were a museum about the social history of childhood, the material culture of childhood, but we weren't actually set up to really engage with children about what it is that they want and what they can do and how they can actually be more creative. So we had this big shift to kind of remove kind of more of the historical, kind of slightly nostalgic bits of childhood that were more relevant for actually adults, frankly, and introduce more things that are about creativity for children and young people. Since we opened, we're over doubling our audience that we used to have before we came, and we're kind of breaking our targets that we set for us after our reopening. So, we've been incredibly successful, both with the critical reception we've got and feedback that we've got from our audiences. It was very hard for us to try and strike a balance between wanting to create places that are playful, but also still create something that feels like it is a museum and it has 2,000 objects on display and it has the authority and the integrity of a national collection, but still has spaces that are playful and the things that you can do and interact and have fun when you're in the galleries. As part of the redevelopment, we've got an enhanced schools and kind of learning program. So we've got a new suite of learning rooms in the museum, as well as a program that we're just launching for schools. So term's just started, so we've got an interesting and active program that we're bringing in, as well as weekend activity and other activity. So we have 3 different strands of learning activity. We look at family work, we look at informal learning for young people, and then we look at schools programs. So they really kind of make up the 3 main strands of our kind of our program learning offer. It's so important that the Young V&A remains a free museum. It was free before we closed for a renovation, and it will continue to be free. We are a national collection, a national museum, and actually national museums are free for the public. It's the public funding that supports the work that we do, and it's vital that we remain kind of open for people to come to without having to dip into their pockets. I think that's increasingly important as people are kind of squeezed by costs going up everywhere, that the museum remains a free, friendly, open place for people to visit whenever they want. So now that we're open, it's been fantastic to see people come in, actually especially the local community, and we're actually starting to see people come back for repeat visits, which is really wonderful. And we're starting to recognise people and kind of know our local community as they come in more often. So we would encourage people to come in wherever they live in London and actually further outside London to come and enjoy a great day out at the Young V&A.